He told me not to leave. He told me not to leave him and the kids. But I didn't listen. I still left Jamaica. Left my husband after 16 years of marriage and went to America with this man that I met. And now I'm back in Jamaica. I had to call back to my husband. Man kicked me out. He promised me everything. He promised me a better life in America. I was so stupid. Why we ladies don't learn. Why we don't learn that not everything that glitter is gold. When are we really going to learn that not everything that glitter is gold? I was a happy woman, my wonderful husband, and I did this to myself. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Neida, and in today's video we are doing a story, a true story, a touching story. This story has a lesson, guys. So as you saw in the depiction at the starting of the video, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be sad, but it's a true story, it's real life. So stay tuned, guys. If you like this video, give it a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you over here in the community, and stay blessed. Remember, not everything that glitter is gold. So I'm gonna call her Janet, and I'm gonna name him Paul. So Janet and Paul have been together for 16 years. They were each other's high school sweethearts, right? Paul was a carpenter, Janet was a nurse. So they were basically of a different characters basically, but they loved each other. So Paul was much more of a laid back person, and Janet was more of the flashy person, loved to travel, loved the bling, the hype, that type of person. That's Janet. However, they loved each other. Well, Paul loved Janet. Paul promised to give Janet the world. When a guy loves a girl, promise her the world, ting and ting, but sometimes it just don't happen the way you plan. That was Paul's situation. So Janet now had some friends, some bad influence friend, some hype friend who have flashy car and stuff. Those were Janet's friend. So when they're going to party and stuff, Janet would go with them, and they would influence Janet to do things that I wouldn't say that Janet don't want to do, because Janet was that type of person too. The Bible says, show me your company and me tell you who you are. Yeah. So Janet will do things that she want to do when she go out with her friends, because they were, as we call it in Jamaica, bad girls. Yeah. Anyways, so Janet went and to this club with her friends one night, and she met this American dude, and they hit it off in the club that night, and changed numbers and stuff and started conversing. Remember, Janet is married. Janet now have kids with her husband. She have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Anyways, she and the guy started conversing over the phone. Remember, Janet can travel to America. So after a while talking to this guy, Janet told Paul that she's going to go to America to visit her aunt. Yes, she and her aunt plan and all of that, and it was okay, because Janet is always going to look for her aunt. She's always going to look for a sister in America. She's always going to spend time with some family members in America. So Paul never really, I think, anything, bad about it. So the day came now for Janet to go to America, And yes, she went to America, but Janet just never go stay with the aunt. She went to stay with, let me call the other guy, Peter. She went to stay with Peter. Now, Peter and Janet had their fun in America. They did what they were supposed to do. Janet was living a good life because Peter was wealthy. He had everything that Janet he had everything that Janet wanted. Janet was enjoying life and all of that. Totally forget that she have Paul in Jamaica. So time came for Janet to come back to Jamaica after the little rendezvous, little vacation that she was having with Peter. It was now time for her to come back to Jamaica, to Paul and her 2 kids. She came back to Jamaica and she pretended like, oh yes, I had a wonderful time with my aunt and this and whatever, and you know, all the lies that people tell when they, yeah, I don't know, I'm a married woman, I don't know. So she came back to Jamaica and she full up poor Paul's head, all them lied here, and poor Paul believed her because Paul trusted his wife, you know. She brought back things for him, she brought back things for the kids and all of that. A couple weeks after Janet returned from her vacation, let me tell you something, ladies. It's when you have a partner, right, who does all he can for you, takes good care of you. He may not be rich. Love and take care of that person. Because, like I said before, not everything that glitter is gold. Alright, so when Janet came back from America now, a couple of weeks after, Janet and the guy still conversing on the phone. But when Paul see Janet on her phone, like I said, he trusts his wife, so he wouldn't, you know, listen in on our conversation, or he wouldn't take up her phone and check to see who she's talking to or whatever. He trusts his wife, and you know, to him, he's like, no, my wife wouldn't do anything, because that's what he was thinking. My wife wouldn't cheat on me or whatever, so that wasn't even crossing his mind that his wife was doing something that he would be disappointed in. Say that. However, he was wrong. Because Janet was doing all what he thought Janet wasn't doing. So conversing on the phone and all of that. Until one night, Janet was in the bathroom. Right? She went to take a shower. She left her phone in the bedroom. Janet always carry her phone with her, you know. Oh man. Janet is always taking her phone with her everywhere she go in the house. That phone would just like be on Janet every single second. Janet cooking, the phone in the kitchen with her. Janet in the bathroom bathing, the phone in the bathroom. But something happened that night. You see, when time you do things, karma catches up with you. Something happened that night and Janet ran into the bathroom and totally forgot that she didn't have her phone with her. Peter sent Janet a picture and text Janet. Guess who got the text? Paul. Paul was in the bedroom, minding his own little business, waiting on wifey to finish bathing to come into him, and then Janet's phone got a message. No, Janet was in the shower. Janet couldn't hear. Janet couldn't run out come via her phone. You understand the situation there, so imagine. So when the message came to Janet's phone, first it was 2 messages that came. First message said, "Hey baby, I missed you. How are you doing? And how is our unborn?" Janet was pregnant and her husband didn't know. Alright, the second message was a photo of them in America. So when Paul picked up the phone, his wife's phone, to go take it to her, and saw this number texting his wife of this guy. Remember, he never ever check her phone before, Not even look on her phone. Never. So saw this guy texting his wife. He was curious. I don't know this person. That's what he said. I don't know him. I don't know him. But he wasn't thinking of, she was doing anything that he wouldn't think that she would do. He just innocently checked the message. And behold, that's what he saw. Now, poor Paul was like lost for words. He stood in the room and he was like, they're totally lost. Came back to his senses and he went into the bathroom. He opened up the message with the man on it. Wait until his wife came out of the shower. Gave her a towel. Helped her to dry off herself. And then he handed her the phone with Peter and his wife. The picture. Janet was... guys, imagine. Janet was... I don't even have the word to use how Janet felt. She wanted to disappear. She was like, I can explain. That's the first thing that she said. I can explain. And Paul said, yes, I need for you. He didn't get upset. He said, yes, I need for you to explain. And then he showed her the other. He said, that's not the only thing that's there. Showed her the other message. And then she held on, when she saw the message, she held on to her stomach. And she said, baby, I can explain. Paul said, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? So long story short, even though Janet was pregnant with another man's child, Paul loved his wife so much that he was willing to stay with her even though she was pregnant with somebody else's baby. But the thing about it, Janet's audacity is just over the roof. She was still talking to Peter all the times, like whatever. So after all that Janet did to Paul, Paul still loved Janet, willing to stay no matter what. He loved his wife. This was a man that loved his wife so much and was willing to stay with his wife no matter what. He was willing to reconcile it. He was willing to even raise the child with his other kids if possible. This is his wife. They have been together from high school, so he was willing to forgive, But Janet, on the other hand, couldn't bother with the poor life. Couldn't bother with the poor life in Jamaica. She wanted America to live with Peter. And that's exactly what she did. She left her husband and kids after he begged her. He begged her not to go. He begged her. He said, I forgive you. I love you. We can work through this. We can just give me the chance to just take care of you the way that I promised, that I wanted to. But she left him. And she went to America with Peter. But guys, there's a twist to this story. Oh my goodness. So after a while now, baby is born. So when one of Peter's sister came to the hospital to look for the newborn baby, her first reaction was, this baby looked nothing like Peter, But she didn't say it out loud, but that's what she was thinking. Yeah. Anyways, Peter was saying the same thing, or he was thinking the same thing, but he said, okay, the baby is young, so just born, so I guess over time the baby will start looking like me. So months pass, right, and the baby was still not looking anything like Peter nor anybody in Peter's family. Now this was raising concern for Peter and Peter's family, his sisters and all that, and his mother. Yeah. So 1 year passed and the baby still don't look nothing like Peter and Peter's family. So Peter's sister came to Peter one day and said, you need to do a DNA test. So Peter decided, yes, I'm going to do a DNA test. And he did that. And guys, when the result came back, what do you think happened? The baby was not his. His son was not his. The son that he cherished and loved was not his. Peter went over the roof. He went mad. He was crazy. He was upset. He was crying. Because that child that he loved so much was not his. The woman that he loved so much was not his. But what do you think? He took her from her husband and had no idea that she was also cheating on him. Guys, this is a serious and this is a screwed up story. But it's a real story. And things like these happen all the time. People want a better life and they have a good life, but to them it's not good enough. So they want a better life, and what do? Because he don't have he's not rich, or he's not giving you what you think you deserve, and you just can't wait because the little blessing is not you. You want major blessing. So guys, that's how she ended up back in Jamaica, crying, regretting the decision that she made when she went and cheated on her husband. Guys, not everything that glitter is gold. Like I said before, if you have your husband or your wife, you went to the altar, you got married because you were in love, and things not work out the way how you plan or how the man plan, come on, have some patience. Wait on God, wait on time, right? If you want $5 and you only get $2 or $3, satisfy. You understand? And be grateful for what you have, because sometimes you run down enough, or you run down a lot, or sometimes you put yourself out of the way to get what you don't have and end up in some situation that is worse than what you were in. You understand? Look at Janet. Janet ended up back in Jamaica with a child that the baby father don't even want. And she was married. Right? She was married and she was living a good life. Her husband was taking care of her. He was doing the best he could. But Janet just couldn't satisfy because Janet wanted more. Now, honestly, no, can you imagine that her husband took her back? No, this is a part that I don't get. Can you imagine that her husband took her back after all of that? What would you do, though? Really, what would you do? Would you take her back? Would you take him back? If that was your situation, what would you do? Leave it in the comment, guys. Let me know what you would have done if that was you, if that was me. Bye, bye, bye. Yep, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, not all that glitter is gold. So when you have your partner that loves you, cherish that love, take care of that person, give God thanks, and appreciate the blessing.